Reaction transfer news. Live reaction. Premier League clubs spend £1.9 billion during incredible summer transfer window. Antony joined Manchester United, Haaland to City, Jesus in at Arsenal, Newcastle smashed transfer record on Isak. The transfer window has slammed shut to complete a historic summer of spending in the Premier League. A number of records tumbled on Wednesday as the amount of money spent in the top flight reached a record-breaking £1.9 billion. Every single one of the 20 Premier League clubs made at least one new addition, which featured big moves from Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United and Manchester City. You can relive a frantic window below. Key Premier League signings. Antony, Man United. Haaland, Man City. Nunez, Liverpool. Casemiro, Man United. Isak, Newcastle. Paqueta, West Ham. Sterling, Chelsea. Richarlison, Tottenham. Jesus, Arsenal. Cucurella, Chelsea. Phillips, Man City. Nunes, Wolves. Martinez, Man United. Aubameyang, Chelsea. Scamacca, West Ham. Botman, Newcastle. Gibbs-White, Nottingham Forest. Zinchenko, Arsenal. Michy Batshuayi's time at Chelsea is over. The 28-year-old has joined Fenerbahce on a free transfer after 6 years in West London. Batshuayi was going to join Nottingham Forest, but the deal collapsed on deadline day and he has moved to Turkey. That's all for today as the fallout continues from another record-breaking transfer window. But be sure to join us tomorrow as we may get a glimpse of some of the biggest names to move this summer. Chelsea take on West Ham with their completely restructured side, while Wolves will be hoping their signings come good against Southampton. And then there's Forest. Bruno Lage hasn't ruled out a move for Jason Denayer on a free transfer. The Belgian international is without a club and can be signed outside of the transfer window. The Old Gold saw a deal for Craig Dawson collapse because West Ham couldn't find a replacement, so they are in the market for a centre-back. He said, "Let's see what happens in the next days. I know Denayer very well. We're happy with our centre-backs, but there's a gap and if we have a chance to bring in one experienced player would be better." Michy Batshuayi has left Chelsea and joined Fenerbahce. The Belgian striker was on the cusp of joining Nottingham Forest, but the Blues didn't submit the paperwork in time and Batshuayi's time in England is over. Chelsea signed Batshuayi for £35 million in 2016 from Marseille and has now departed Stamford Bridge. Steven Gerrard has revealed that Douglas Luiz respected the club's decision to keep him at Villa Park. Arsenal made 3 offers for the Brazilian on deadline day, but all were rejected. He said, "From a personal point of view, I very much back the club's decision and stance on that. I spoke to Dougie face-to-face yesterday. He understood where it was at and the position that the club was in, and he very much respects the decision. Hopefully, it'll calm down in the hours and days coming, and he'll be fine moving forward." Steven Gerrard has revealed that Douglas Luiz respected the club's decision to keep him at Villa Park. Arsenal made 3 offers for the Brazilian on deadline day, but all were rejected. He said, "From a personal point of view, I very much back the club's decision and stance on that. I spoke to Dougie face-to-face yesterday. He understood where it was at and the position that the club was in, and he very much respects the decision. Hopefully, it'll calm down in the hours and days coming, and he'll be fine moving forward. Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe has claimed that other Premier League clubs weren't willing to deal with them this summer. Speaking at his pre-match press conference before the Toon play Crystal Palace, he said, "Let's just say there was nobody there ready to do us a favor. We have to deal with that and we will." Despite this, Newcastle still signed 4 first-team players. Trevor Sinclair believes that Leicester City manager Brendan Rodgers hasn't helped himself after he complained about the lack of transfer activity. The Foxes made just 2 senior signings in the window, and it left Rodgers annoyed. However, Sinclair doesn't have much sympathy for him. He told TalkSport, "I think he's, Rodgers, got to take a little bit of responsibility because the players he has brought in haven't been great. Sommer hasn't been great and you were expecting more from Daka. They just look a little bit lightweight. If Maddison or Vardy get injured, I think Leicester could be in a lot of trouble this year. Vardy is 35. He doesn't look like he's going to score many goals. Trevor Sinclair believes Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will prove to be an excellent signing for Chelsea. He told TalkSport, he scores goals. He's got charisma. He loves London. I think he's got something to prove. The way he was let go was unsavory to watch. He was a player thought of so highly, but was shoved out the door. It's going to be difficult because he can't play for the next 4/5 weeks after the mugging, so that will take him a while to get over. If he can bring something to that Chelsea side, I think it will be composure in front of goal, and that's exactly what they need. Aston Villa managed to boost their squad with the arrivals of Jan Bednarik and Leander Dendoncker. Dendoncker joined from Wolves and Bednarik from Southampton. They also managed to keep hold of Douglas Luiz despite 3 offers from Arsenal. Leeds United finally managed to sign a striker late last night, just before the deadline slammed shut. The Whites made moves for Ben Brereton Diaz and Bamba Dieng, but ended up with Wilfried Gnonto from FC Zurich. Leeds will pay roughly £3.9 million plus add-ons for the 18-year-old. Arsenal failed with a late move to sign Aston Villa midfielder Douglas Luiz despite 3 separate deadline day bids. The Gunners' last offer was worth £25 million, but that was not enough to tempt Villa into business. Arsenal legend Ray Parlour reacted to the news on TalkSport earlier this morning. Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers expressed his disappointment with an underwhelming transfer window following the 1-0 defeat to Manchester United on Thursday night. Fox's chairman Ayawat Srivaddhanaprabha explained their restricted transfer approach in his program notes ahead of a game that ended with boos at the final whistle. "I'm happy that the window's shut, if I'm being honest," Fox's boss Rodgers said. "I mean, there were huge distractions for this window. You'll have read the program notes and seen the situation that the club is in, so to have to watch virtually every single club in the top 5 leagues get players in and for us not to be able to improve, that was difficult, not just as a manager but for the players, because players want to compete. This group have shown that they can compete, but we needed help, but unfortunately we haven't been able to get that." Late last night, Chelsea confirmed Marcos Alonso has left the club by mutual consent. The Spain left-back is expected to complete a switch to Barcelona as part of the £10 million deal which saw Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang join the Blues. Alonso, 31, joined Chelsea in 2016 and won every major trophy on offer except the Carabao Cup. Nottingham Forest set a new record for the most players signed by a British club during the summer transfer window. The newly promoted side added 21 players to their ranks following deals for Josh Bowler and Loic Bade on deadline day. However, Forest were still left disappointed, as the club were unable to complete a late move for Chelsea striker Michy Batshuayi. Premier League clubs have broken their transfer spending record for a season in the summer window alone. Estimates from Deloitte's Sports Business Group show gross spending this summer of £1.9 billion, surpassing the record by a margin of £487.8 million in the summer and January windows combined in the 2017-18 season. According to Deloitte, the gross spend is 67% higher than the previous summer transfer window of £1.1 billion, and 34% higher than the previous record, summer 2017's £1.4 billion. Gross spend was so high among Premier League clubs this summer that, before this season's January transfer window had taken place, the 2022/23 season already has the highest transfer spend since the two-window season began, exceeding the previous record by 3%, 2017/18's £1.86 billion, the group said. New ownership acted as a catalyst for increased spending this summer, with Chelsea spending more in one window than any other Premier League club in history, £255.3 million, and £53.3 million more than the next biggest spenders, Manchester United's £202 million. Well, that's your lot for tonight. What a day and what a summer it's been. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the summer transfer window. Don't worry, we'll still be banging across the reaction from all the big summer transfers in the morning, and we've already got one eye on the January window. But it's bye for now. And there's one more deal to report on tonight. Denis Zakaria has completed his loan move to Chelsea. The Juventus midfielder joins the Blues for the remainder of the season. It's official. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is a Chelsea player. Chelsea have completed the signing of the forward from Barcelona, who spent 4 years at Arsenal. And as if by magic, Billy Gilmour to Brighton gets announced. The Scotland midfielder joins the Seagulls from Chelsea for an undisclosed fee. However, TalkSport understands he joins for between £8 to £9 million. An update on Billy Gilmour's prospective move to Brighton. The midfielder is expected to complete his permanent move to the Amex Stadium. However, nothing has been announced yet. What a day at Fulham. Player number 21, for Nottingham Forest. France U21 defender Loic Bade has joined the club from Rennes.